Welcome. In this video you can learn how to make the Sunburst square, and there are lots of variations of this on YouTube and in blog posts. The oldest one I found is 1998 on Ravelry, and I shall put the link in the description below. It's no longer available to download, but like I say, the pattern's available all over the internet. So we'll be looking at the original, the large square first, and then in the next video we'll be looking at one of the half squares, and then we will also be looking at a little mini version to fit in with our Granny Square series. So for the yarn, I've used Stylecraft Special DK acrylic yarn. I've used pistachio, toy, pale rose and meadow. I've just edged this one with cream. Yeah. And I did want to use a 4.5mm hook. You want to keep your tension nice and relaxed. I can't find my 4.5mm hook anywhere, so I'm going to be using a 4mm hook and just keeping my tension quite relaxed. But if you can find a 4.5, I recommend that over the 4. So let's get started. For round 1, I'm using pistachio. We're going to make a slip knot and chain 5. And we're going to slip stitch into the first chain to join. And now we've got a little circle. Get that tail out the end. Yeah, so for the first round, we're just going to chain 1. And we're going to make into the circle, we're going to make a US single and chain 1. That's a US single, chain 1. If you're using UK terms, that's double, chain 1. And we're now going to make 15 stitches into the circle, so it'll be 16 altogether, including this starting stitch we've just made. So we're going to make 15 US doubles, UK trebles, yeah, into the circle. So if you're making along, you can press pause, and I'll see you at the end of the round. So at the end of round 1, you should have 16 stitches, including that starting stitch we made, yeah? And to join, we're going to slip stitch into not the starting stitch, but the first full stitch we made. And then that slip stitch will create kind of finishes off the starting stitch. I learned that little technique off of Cypress Textiles. So just count your stitches, yeah, make sure you've got the right amount of stitches. And then if you're using the same colour, you can just carry on. If you're changing colour, we're going to cut the yarn. For round 2, I'm using the toy. We're going to make a slip knot and attach your yarn to any stitch. So I'm just going to go in and make a slip stitch. Just tighten that up from the back. Yeah, and we're ready to go. So for round 2, we're going to make 16 puff stitches, 3 loop puff stitches. Yeah, so to make the first one, we're just going to pull that loop up a bit. We're going to yarn over, go into the same stitch, pull the yarn through and up. That's once. Yarn over, go in, pull through. That's twice. Yarn over, go in, pull through. 3 times, yarn over, pull through all the loops and chain. and we're going to repeat. So we're going to yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull through, yarn over, go into the same space, pull through, third time, yarn over, go in, pull through, yarn over, pull through all the loops and chain one. And we're going to go all the way around the circle, making a puff stitch into each stitch. And if you're making along, you can press pause, and I'll see you at the end of the round. So at the end of round 2, we'll finish with a chain one, and then we'll slip stitch into the top of the first puff stitch. And then I like to slip stitch into the first chain space, and I'm going to chain 2 to cut the yarn to change colour. If you're using the same colour, then you can just leave that and carry on in a moment for round 3. So that's how your work should look at the end of round 2. For round 3, I'm using the pale rose. So we're going to make a slip knot. And we're going to be working into the chain 1 spaces between our stitches. We're going to be making 4 stitch clusters using US doubles, UK trebles. So I'm going to make a standing cluster to begin. So we're going to yarn over, and we're going to go into the chain 1 space, pull the yarn through, yarn over. You should have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, go back into the chain 1 space, pull through, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. I'm going to go in for the 3rd stitch, yarn over, go into the space, pull through, should have 5 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, and you'll now have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over, we're going to go back in for the last time. You should now have 6 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. You'll now have 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 5 loops. We're now going to chain 2 and go into the next chain 1 space. So we're going to make a 4 stitch cluster again. Yarn over, go in, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, go into the chain 1 space, pull through, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, 3 loops left on the hook, yarn over, go back into the chain 1 space, pull through, 5 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, go back into the chain 1 space, pull through. We'll have 6 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, 5 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 5 loops to finish the stitch, chain 2. And we're going to repeat all the way around your circle, making 4 stitch clusters. If you're making along, you can press pause, and I'll see you at the end of the round. So at the end of round 3, we will have 16 4 stitch clusters. So we're just going to slip stitch into the top of the first cluster to finish off. Just tighten up the first slip knot you made, and then I like to slip stitch across into the chain 2 space and chain 2 before I cut my yarn, but however your preferred method is fine. And that's how it should look at the end of round 3. For round 4, I'm using the meadow colour. So again, we're going to start with a slip knot. And we're going to attach the yarn into one of these chain 2 spaces. So I'm just going to do a slip stitch, tighten that up at the back. There we go, chain 1. So I'm going to start, for this round, we're going to square the circle, and I'm going to start here in the middle of the edge into this cluster, yeah, which is 3 half US doubles or UK trebles, half UK trebles, half US doubles. So to make the starting one, I'm going to go in and do a US single, UK double and a chain 1, and then we're going to yarn over to make the next stitch, pull through, and we pull through all 3 loops to make the half stitch. We're going to chain 1. We'll finish off that space at the end of the round. So into this next chain 2 space, we're going to make 3 US doubles, UK trebles. Chain 1. We're now at our first corner. We're going to make 3 US trebles, UK double trebles. So we yarn over twice, go in, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So we're going to make 2 more of those stitches. We're then going to chain 3 to make the corner, and we're going to make 3 more US trebles, UK double trebles into the same space to finish the corner. Chain 1, and that's our first corner made. So now we're going to go into the next chain 2 space. We're going to make 3 US doubles, UK trebles, chain 1. Into the next space, we're back to the start now, you see, we're going to make 3 half stitches. That's half US doubles, half UK trebles. Chain 1, and we repeat. So we're going to make into the next chain 2 space 3 US doubles, UK trebles, and chain 1, and we're at the next corner. So we're going to make 3 stitches, chain 3, 3 stitches, and those stitches are US trebles, UK double trebles, yeah. So that's 1, 2, and 3. I think I just got one of my tails caught up there. Yeah, there we go. So let's just have a look, see how that's coming along. You can see starting to take shape. So we're going to chain 3, and we're going to make 3 more stitches to finish off the corner. and then chain 1. So we're going to carry on. You can press pause if you're making along, and I'll see you at the end of the round. So when we're just about to finish the round, I've just made those 3 stitches after the corner, chain 1, and then we're just going to finish off that first group of stitches. So we're going to make the half stitch, yeah, and then we're going to slip stitch, not into the starting stitch, but into the second stitch, the first full stitch we made. And that slip stitch can count as the top of that middle stitch. So I'm going to chain 2 before I cut the yarn. Pull the hook out and tighten those chains. And there we go. There's the Sunburst square. For this one here, I just added an edging of, I used US doubles, put 2 in the corner, chain 2, and then on the second row I did US singles, same thing, 2 in the corner, chain 2. But you can join them or edge them however you like, and I'll see you in the next video when we'll be looking at one of these motifs.